Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Mark from AUFX Pro Trading. So I'm just going to come through and have a look at on longer range stuff using the PT3 calculation and the extension rule, which extends targets out 50 and 100%. Just on a couple of things, gold that we're having a look at, possibly where we think the Dow Jones might end its fall, a couple of stocks, gold, and let's see what we can find to have a look at and where things actually are. So guys, in the future, if you like what I put out and want to know when further updates are, by all means please subscribe and like, and then you won't miss out when anything happens, and I appreciate that, and we'll see if we can build our community a little bit. Alright, let's come through and have a look. First up, gold. So, I've been a great advocate of gold. I believe gold is going to some big targets, 2,700, 3,900. We've all heard about that. Gold to 5,000. Well, I think between now and in 3, 4, at worst 5 years' time, we're definitely going to see gold at plus 2,500 and further up like that. But just to have a look at where we are now and whether we're at the interim bottom or not. So on the chart is the PT3 code that I've got for trading view and how I use it. So the formations, what I do with this is we've got short and long. I like to use these on here. It makes life very simple. So what we'll do is put a short one on the formation right up here at the top. So this is back in April this year. These formations, the target is 2 times the formation that I've selected here. There's quite a bit of criteria. I know it's a 3-bar configuration, but there is a lot of calculations goes into which 3 bars I'm going to use. Then I use what I call the extension rule, which is adds 50% to our targets and 100% to our targets. That is purely on bar formation that occurs within the trade. So that I disclose in the course. I'm going to use it with what I'm doing here, but I'm not going to disclose the ins and outs of it. So right off the back here, we've got a 50% thrown up here to start with as soon as we get into this trade. Okay, and then as we get down here, once we get past this one, this formation in here also throws up another 50%. So we've got a 2 to 1 and then a 1 to 1, another one. So that gives us a 4 to 1. So let's just see how gold has gone and where we are in the scheme of things here. So if you watch this here, that tells me how many sections I've done. When that comes down there, 3 there, and now we come down to 4.01, near enough. Right, so that target initially was projected from up here. At this stage here, it was projected to that level there, which is a 3 to 1. Then once we got to here, that was now projected down to a 4 to 1. So there's our 4 to 1 target. And this is exactly where we are in the present day. Alright, so that's back in April this year, and that's thrown that up. So that's a very significant bottom in gold where we are right now. As we come down and look at smaller waves, if we come and have a look at this guy here, this one we've got a 50% extension on that one there. So let's just do one that's within the sequence, and that will be a 3 section, and let's just see where that target comes to. So we're looking at 3 there, and there it is. That target aligns perfectly with that. So we've got 2 major targets there, long range targets on a daily chart, suggesting that we've got a really significant play. So if I had short positions in the gold market, futures, whatever, FX, they'd be closed out there, and I'm just sitting and waiting to see what happens with that from here on in. So I use this also on the currencies, and what I'll do is in the currencies is have a look at a 2-hour, 4-hour and a 6-hour, maybe a 12-hour chart, and just see what wider time frames are happening, and then look at trades within trades on the 30-minute chart that I used to trade with. So if we gold there and AUD USD here, so let's just have a look at what we've got at present. So that's a daily chart at present. So let's just have a look at what we got there. We've got a 50% extension there. So that's 3 to 1. Let's just spread this out here a little bit so it gives it a bit more perspective. So at this particular point in here, we've still got a little bit further down to go to hit our Aussie dollar, US dollar target. When it hits that, we should see some rebound or a lot of resistance. What you find when you're working with these codes that I've developed to trade with and the extension rule, when it hits these levels, they are very significant levels, and the markets tend to bounce off of there quite actively, so to speak. From there, so let's just come through and have a look at the Dow Jones. It's been falling like the proverbial bag of you know what. So let's see just on a daily chart what we've got in this last wave down here. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got a 50% extension on this guy here, and then from there we have got nothing. So we had a 50% extension thrown up, and we want one of these short ones here, and I'm pretty sure looking at that we've probably overrun that, but that was a great starting place to realise that the Dow was going to move down, and there's where our initial target is there. So with this, when you get a situation like that, it's done its extension, hit its target, what I find is if that just continues on, it is going to actually in fact double that distance. So if we have a look at that on a daily chart, we've really got a potential still to see the Dow going down to 26,778. So, you know, around about 27,000 may start to pull it up. And the way things are going, it would be nothing to see that happen in 2 nights. Monday nights are notorious for very significant moves. So that's on a daily chart. Let's just have a look on a weekly and see what we've got floating around here, whether we've got anything that can give us a better target. So we've got a double formation at the top here, right? No extensions in there. It's just a straight 2 to 1. So let's just see where that straight 2 to 1, where it's projecting to, whether it lines up with what we've already got or further down there. 1 point. So watch that there when we get down to, and it's right on the 2 there now. So where that is there now, that's what we got projected. So at that level there, that was telling me the Dow was heading down to here. Below that, it's come down, gone all the way back up, and it still had further to travel to get in there. So, you know, if we get one more extension, which is going to take it to 3, there again, this is the level that we're looking at here, around about there. So, yeah, there's a lot pointing to the fact that's where that's going down to, and that takes us back to all these, surprise, surprise, all the tops right back to 2017 onwards in here, that formed the lid on everything. At present we're sitting here, we've broken through the top pre-COVID, and now we're coming back down to these levels here. Right, if you listen to the doomsday, then we're going to see it go right back down here to where it did in 2020. But at this point in time, we'll just reserve judgment on that. So that's a weekly chart. I don't think we'll get anything very representative here on a month yet, because we haven't had enough time. If we just expand that out and have a quick look here. No, there's nothing in there that we've got to give us a monthly PT3 to work on, sort of thing. But it's looking for these levels here, so that's about where we're going to see things go to from there. So we'll just have a quick look through the currencies on a 6 hour and see if we've got any indication of long-term targets that we can use to convert back to our other trades. We've got the British pound, Aussie dollar. Well, here's the classic story here. Here's the PT3. And again, this is a 6 hour chart, so that's quite representative of what's going on. Come from down the bottom here as well on the demarker. If we have a look at that and do a long position scenario on that, down to here, up to there is the first level that we're looking at is there. Are we going to have any extensions in play? At this point in time, we have got already a 50% extension in play. That's going to take us up to 3. Right. So there's a good chance that the British pound Aussie is going to head back up to this level here, is where it's aiming for. If we look back over time, it's definitely been up there, and there's that level there where it's come down to that, and that's pretty much a fair call of where it's going to try and get up to touch that level there. Okay, if we come through, that's there, so make note of that. Euro yen, the yens have been moving. Again, we've got the same thing here. We've had our retracement, now we've got our PT3 to head up here. Where that's going, there's definitely no extensions in there, so it's going to be a straight 2 to 1 for now. And that's going to take it back pretty much up to where its top was there. So that's what we've got in play there, unless we see a massive turn here and then it starts to turn to come down. But we've had the turn here. Of course, once you get a leg that does this, you've got your main leg, then you've got 50%, and then we're back into 50%. You've got your up, down, back in the middle. Once it gets to there, it becomes a very difficult article to do anything with. The main momentum. Everyone that was going to be long is still long, everyone that's going to be short still short, so it's a battle to see where it's going to progress from there. So, you know, by far the easiest one is once it's had its run and starts to retrace, it's going to come back to around about that 50% mark there and then go from there. If we have a look at this as the PT3 on here and throw a short one on there, and let's see what that actually projected, how far out we were, or what it give us here as a matter of interest, whether it got to that target there, and we've got 0 extensions in there, so it's just going to be a straight 2 to 1. Let me have a closer look, widen this out. Actually, correction, there is a 50% extension in there. So that's going to take that to 3, and surprise, surprise, where did the market get to? Yep, there's this level there. Hit that, bounced, and it pulled it up there nicely, and now we've got the reverse one there. So we'll see how it goes. But that there is a target that I'll be looking at. But this was probably the main one here when this turned and come down. That's where it was going to. As soon as it starts heading down into here, you've got your target there. The same thing, if this retraces and mucks around and then we start to see it full on moving up here, well then I'm looking at trades on the 30-minute in the direction of that travel. That's the biased area I want to be, and that's what I do. That's what I'm doing with the long range targets. USD Canadian had a long run, and now it looks like it wants to go further, so we'll see what it's going to do. A situation like that, I'm sort of more looking for the retracement here now, and then the next leg up than that. Euro Canadian, again the Canadian's moving, so there we've got our breakout PT3, and if we have a look at that on a long position here, there, down to the bottom there, up, and at present we've got only a 50%, not 100%, so that takes us to a 3. That's suggesting that that's where the US Canadian, sorry, my apologies, the Euro Canadian, that's where it's wanting to go. That's its target there. So that's one to keep an eye on there. Still the bias of long trades while that's doing that in there. Alright. Just quickly come through and have a look at a couple of stocks. Of course, the market's trending down. The only thing that we've had in the last 6 months is lithium, gold and copper stocks that have been doing some rallying. I'll just pick out a couple and have a look at them and see how they've performed and what their targets have been. So with stocks, I'll normally use a 1-day chart or a 3-day chart or a weekly chart, or if it's a really big move, maybe out to a monthly chart for super long range targets, but a 1-day and a throw. This is just Dreadnought Resources. This one here has gone from being 4 cents in June to 15 cents, so there's a 300% return in that stock if you're trading it. So back over in here, I've been in this one here and taken this out here, and this one here I was in, and actually I closed it out somewhere in the 12 cents here, part of it, and then the rest of it up in here around 14. Again, it's coming along. The PT3 here is marked, so all these formations are marked automatically, and you guys know that have already done the course and work with me. If we just have a quick look at this formation here, you got the formation plus increased volume, target of 2 to 1. There it is, as close as you like. Hit the target. There it is. And as soon as the target's taken out, what did it do? If you didn't get out, you're gone. Right, so that's on a 3-day chart. We now come through here and we've got increased volume. We've got this one down the bottom here. And that encompasses right to the very bottom there. Now, also on that one there, that's a 70% return on your money. That's on a stock, what we're looking at there. We come to this one here, and now let me have a look. We have got 100% extension on this particular one here. So that means we're going to have a 4 to 1 as our final target for this. 1, 2, 3. There's a 4 to 1. And as I say, that was the level that I was out at that level, banked your money, and there's what happened. So, that's the power of what's going on. So I was in at this level here because I preempted this with what I knew about the company and that, but on the PT3, just on that alone, there's 124% return for a stock. That's going up when the whole world's crumbling and the Dow's coming off. That's just sort of what can be done. What I'm looking at all the time. Quite a few other stocks that. Okay, so this is another little one. Volt Resources. It's a lithium play. Got it on a 3-day. If we pop back and have a look at this one here. Here, increased volume. I've got a 50% extension in play there. 3 sections we want there and there. So our high of that was 42, 4.2, and our target was 4.7. So in a situation like that, with these targets, as you've already seen, what happens when these targets get taken out, these markets tend to retrace, whether it's a stock, FX, they all tend to do the same thing. It's just a great place to turn. So I'm never one to stretch things to the limit. Probably on that one there, I'd have been somewhere around about 4.4, 4.3, 4.2, happy to take that, especially when the day before you've had a big bar up like this here. I'm not expecting that to go any further. Again, when you've had a big up day, I'm pretty happy to be getting out at the top of that big up day there. And you know, I know I've got a target there, so I've got that level there. There's the top of the up day, massive spike up day, somewhere in that 50% area. That's where I'm quite happy to take my money and say thank you so much for coming. So that's on a 3-day. Let's a quick look at a 1-day here. No, there's nothing in there at this particular point in time. I have been monitoring it. Quickly have a look at it on a week. What I'll normally do is go through and have a look at the 3 different settings to see what we've got there. When we come to a weekly, here we've got not really a brilliant setup. I like the PT3 to be above the moving average is what I use on stocks and that there. But you can see it's already done. There's your PT3. Here's your target level here. There it is. Bang. Now it's going to come off and keep going and see what happens there. There's no extension in play at that particular point in time there. Just come down the list here. Weekly. We'll just come back to daily and see if there's anything we've got in here that's throwing up a positive signal at this point in time. Nothing here. We've got this guy here that's almost, it's done its target from back here. MXR, massive top here, still trending down. Surefire Resources. You'll notice all these stocks are all under 10 cents. That's basically what I deal in, what I trade in. If we come back here, we got a daily chart here. Put that on there. To there. And we got 50% takes us to 3. Actually, we've got 100% extension on that. I don't want that on there anymore. So that takes it actually up to a 4. And we didn't get there. So we've got a level there and a level there. Surefire Resources. Very unusual. Oh, just let me check something here. No, going by the guidelines, it's a 4. It did 3 and failed in a situation like that. Once it comes back off, best to walk away from it. You've got your levels down here. Never let a stock that's done that, never let that run into a loss situation. Right, so there's a good case for taking, you know, not a whole lot of stocks will do a 100% extension on that there. Pretty much a 3 to 1 is about you there. Again, in that I wasn't in that move, that particular stock there. I'm going to take profit at 3 sections. I'm going to take at least half that out of there at 3 sections, and somewhere there about 1 section, if it comes back to that, I'm going to close that out and take them out and walk away from it. I mean, it's pretty hard to find something at present because the gold price is going down. The Dow Jones is going down like a radar knots, like a bag of you know what. So to find something in here to trade at present is going to be extremely hard. Here's your PT3 here again, just a straight 2 to 1 there. There's definitely no extensions in there. 1, 2, 3. And we had 3 actually. There was 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, there definitely is. And I did not think that would make 3 sections, but there's our bottom and top. There, 2.6. Oops, we're not on it. Get on there so I can see what I'm doing there. Bring that up to there, and that's on 2.9 and 3. Again, there's your 3 section level, just a little bit under. Again, another thing, when you've worked through the courses, what I provide, and you're in a stock and see something like that, you get a massive gap opening that's up near your target. You want to be out of that, right? Because that's as good as it's going to get. As soon as you get exhaustion gaps like that, that's when the general public have got it totally wrong and it careers back. And you can see it's done that back over here as well. Not as big a rise up that exhaustion gap, and then straight away back down it comes. So always be careful if you're trading. Watch for those things there, those gap ups, and then they trade back down. Quickly try and find one more here to show you guys. Okay, this one here is probably bucking the trend, is about as close as we're going to get to something that's valid at this particular point in time. We've got our PT3 is broken up above here. We've got this one from back here, which gives us a longer range target of this level up here. And now we've got this in here. So let's just put our tool on here and have a look where we can expect this to possibly go. What life it's got left in it yet. Now, at this point in time, there is categorically no extensions in there at yet. So we've got a target there of 2. There's a little bit of meat left in it. That's 2 on there. And then we got this one from over here. And it has got... It didn't make any extensions either, so it's just the straight 2 to 1. Up to there. There, bring that back up to here, up to 2, so watch this figure here, and there's our level there. So we've got a level here in place, and our interim level for that one is there. Quickly, let's just have a look at that on a wider time frame, 3 days, see what it looks like. Again, so now we bring the second one in, brings us closer to our target for the first one, which is going to be up there. If we look at that on a weekly chart, go out even wider and have a look at it. We've got nothing on the first wave, but we've got this one in here, right? And there to there, and it has drawback there, so there's still quite a good scenario there. If we go down to there, right, and take that up to 2, which is going to be around about that level there, and you look at the overall scheme of things, that's pretty reasonable, and we've got no extensions yet, so there's possibly extensions. So you know, you're purchasing that one at 4 cents up to 9 cents, there's 100% return. And the way that's starting to move, it's looking quite good. It's had good moves from the bottoms here before. There it is. There's your 2 to 1 there. It's taken the target out. And back over here in the wilder days. There's your move. This is back in 2017. There's your PT3 with your volume. 2, you got an extension. 50% extension, so that's the last one there. That's going to be 2 there. You got 2 50% extensions on that, so that's a 4 to 1 from that one back there. And as you can see, you've got it quite easily. Okay guys, that's a roundup of what's happening. As soon as I see anything else of interest, I'll pop out another video, and we'll monitor what the Dow's doing, when it turns, if it turns, what gold's doing. Keep a bit of an eye on that, probably keep an eye on the Aussie dollar, where it's about to head, and go from there. As I say, if you like what I've put out here and want to watch more and don't want to miss it, please subscribe and like, and you won't miss a thing. Alright guys, take care, safe trading, thanks for watching.